Origami basically is taking a sheet of paper, and generally you start with a square. You know, the pure origami artists, there's a lot of rules and regulations. With origami, you don't ever cut the paper, and you don't use glue to get the paper to stay in the shape that you want. But generally, it starts with a square sheet of paper, and you fold it step by step to get the figure that you're after. As far as the history of origami goes, it started around the same time when paper had been made, and I think it was in China that paper was made. And in Japan, they started making little ornaments and little toys for just to accompany jewels and stuff for ceremonies, you know, for weddings and big parties and that sort of thing. So they would have a little paper, whatever it was that a little child or a lady had folded, that would accompany that gift. But only in the last, I think, 50 or 60 years has origami design been focused on. Up until, you know, the early 1900s, there wasn't much design that was going on. People were just folding things, and it was just this cool thing that little kids would do with their mothers or their friends. And now there's a lot more research going into origami and the concepts of origami as well. The understandings that are being learnt, you know, aside from the art form itself, it's being implemented into a lot of other fields as well. Before the origami project started, I was a web developer. I did a 4 or 5 year stint in advertising. And that was me as a web developer, building websites and applications and that sort of thing. The first time I ever folded anything was in 2002. My brother asked me to fold an origami crane, which is kind of the symbol of origami. It's a very standard model. And I folded that model and then just didn't stop. It was something I always did. Why I did it, I don't know. I enjoy puzzles as well, so it was kind of this little puzzle that I'd solve every time. A day in the life of an origami artist for me is, I don't really have a structure. I'm always thinking about what, you know, the project I'm currently busy with, thinking about projects coming up and old designs and how I can improve them. Basically my journey from, you know, 2002 to where I am now. At the end of 2013, I wanted to get better at origami. So I thought a cool way to do that would be, if I wanted to get better at it, do it every day. So I thought a cool way to do that would be to do a 365-day project, where I folded a different figure every day for an entire year. And I decided, cool, I wanted to document it as well, so I put the whole thing onto Instagram. And that was it. I mean, I did day 1 of 365 on the 1st of January. And the project carried on, and during the course of the year, at the time I was working as a web developer. So I quit my job, and the side project, you know, was always there. And about halfway through the year, I decided I was going to brand the whole thing. I called it White on Rice. And when that happened, that's when, for some reason, my Instagram account got a lot of attention. People started asking me, hey man, could you do this for us? How much would it cost to do that and that and that? And I saw that there was potentially a bit of money to be made here. I had a bit of money saved, and I stopped the freelance work completely, and I thought, you know, I could always go back to the freelance work if this origami thing doesn't work out. And that happened 9 months ago, and I haven't looked back. I can honestly say I never imagined ever becoming an artist of any kind, never. And my dad always uses this quote. He says, if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. And I think that's kind of how my life has unfolded up until this point.